Mr. Richard Jefferson, who is
like...
making his triumphant return to NBA today alongside Kendrick Perkins and Brian Windhorst. I'm Malika Andrews. Rich, it is good to have you back.
You know what? It is so good to see you.
Well, don't worry. We had a trophy modeled right after you, right here on set with us. What do you say? Since we're here in Oklahoma City, Richard, and you look so comfortable, should we get to what happened last night?
Oh, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
You ain't see it.
Game 1 in Paycom Center. We're going to take you there right now. Anthony Edwards, he brought his own speakers out for warm-ups, trying to set the vibe, set the tone.
I don't think the Thunder liked it, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. The vibes were immaculate.
In the first quarter here, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander draws the foul. After the play, Ant threw the ball at SGA, so he was issued a technical for that. On the Thunder side, SGA, he struggled a little bit to start in this game, Brian. He had 11 points at the half, but 7 of them came at the line.
Yeah, when he struggled a little bit, he knows what to do. He got to the line, and that's frankly why Ant threw the ball at him. He was a little annoyed by that, too.
Well, luckily he had some help, because while that was happening, Richard, something else was. Here's the Thunder defense, keeping OKC in this game.
No, it was impressive. Again, coming off of playing against Jokic, he's always handling that ball in the center of the floor. And look, the minute you turn your back, someone is flying at you.
And then once again here, watch Chet Holmgren. He's able to poke the ball away to Williams, going to the other side. OKC scored 31 points of 19 Wolves turnovers in Game 1. Perk, you were saying at halftime that the Thunder should feel pretty good, in part because SGA had yet to get going. Well, in the third quarter, he did just that.
Absolutely, and guess what? Getting to his mid-range jump shot. That's what he does best, getting downhill. Look, another midi. Who said this is a three-point shooting lead?
SGA had 12 points in the third to lead the way for the Thunder.
Analytics.
In the fourth, some others would step up as well, though.
Oh, little 360 joint.
Rudy Gobert wasn't on the floor in the fourth quarter here, Brian. It was a huge moment for Chet Holmgren, and he stood on business.
They went
Here
small and played him off the court.
Is our electric moment brought to you by Hyundai. SGA drawing that contact that Chris Finch knew he would do this. He warned his team with the circus shot and gets it to fall. We're going to pick this one up now with under 4 minutes left to go. This is just the icing on the cake for OKC. Cason Wallace lobs it to Williams, the two-handed finish. Despite trailing in the first half, Kendrick Perkins, he was right. OKC rolls in this one. Here's SGA not overreacting after one win. Oh, adorable.
It's a series, you know. It's best of 7, not first to 1, and we know that. So good start. We want to win every game we play. It's a good start, but a lot more work to do.
I thought it was great mental toughness, and I thought it started in the first half, like I said. You know, to play that poorly offensively and to not get knocked out was huge. You know, we lost the rounds, but we didn't get knocked out.
Got knocked down, but he got up again. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he scored 20 of his 31 points in the second half after going 2 of 13 from the field in the first half. Those 11 missed shots, by the way, they're tied for his most in any half this season, regular season and playoffs. But then, of course, as we just saw, he turned it around. Richard, you were literally on the floor last night calling this game. You saw it up close. What was your biggest takeaway from Game 1?
Ooh. There was a lot there, but Shai was outstanding.
Yep.
Again, it's the management of the game that you see from Shai that's so impressive. He's always playing at a certain pace, and his teammates play around it. Their defense is so amazing. They go from that Game 7 against Jokic, and then the next thing you know, they're right back at it playing. The first quarter's always a little clunky in Game 1s, but after that, they slowly started building. They just wore the Minnesota Timberwolves down.
What did they find in the second half, do you think, Perk?
I mean, you want me? No, seriously.
Where to begin?
But here's where you want me to start. I mean, think about their depth, right? That's what they found. They found their depth and their trust, right? SGA is gonna be SGA. Isaiah Joe, he didn't even play in Game 6 and Game 7. He comes in, he provides good minutes.
Kenrich Williams.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. So it's like they could just hit you in so many areas. You don't know if they're going to hit you with a body shot, an uppercut, like the personnel. You can't adjust for this Oklahoma City Thunder team.
You can't really prepare for their defense. I know that you can review film.
Yep.
I know that you can go through it in practice until you feel what they do, until you see how they don't come over, they don't die on screens. And the way they get those active hands, they create those turnovers. Guys, in the last 2 games, we're talking about Game 7 and Game 1, 2 very high leverage, important games where the other team is focused so much on the outcome of the game. They have 51 more points off turnovers in those 2 games. 51. That is an unbelievable statistic.
Well, for me, it's like we talked about this. in Game 7, they had 7 different players that they forced to 2 or more turnovers for the Denver Nuggets. 7 players had 2 or more turnovers. And so it's not just one guy. It's not your primary ball handler. It's not your best player. Everyone on your team is under immense amount of pressure from everyone on the floor. And that is hard to overcome because it's not just like, oh, Jokic has to not turn over the ball or Anthony Edwards. No, everyone is turning over the ball, and they turn them into points as fast as I've seen in a long time.
I can't hold it no more.
Oh, God.
Like, can we all agree that we're witnessing one of the greatest defensive teams in NBA history from top to bottom, right? We just saw Jokic, the best player in the world, a guy who has been dominating the league for the last 4 or 5 years, have 2 good games out of 7 games. They made him struggle. Anthony Edwards last night struggled. Like, this team is, I mean, I've never seen a team like this. Like, yes, I've seen the 2004 Detroit Pistons. I've seen the 2008 Boston Celtics.
2001 Nets.
But damn it, we wasn't like this.
No.
Why are you trying to sneak into Perk's one shot?
Because just Perk here alone is a 2-shot. That's the problem. Perk is a 2. I'm sorry, that's not
Perk
funny.
made a good point. Game 1 was a first for Anthony Edwards, Richard, and it's not the type of first that most people want here, especially if you're a Minnesota fan. Our stats gurus, they cooked this up. Ant had only 1 layup or dunk attempt in Game 1. That's his fewest in a playoff game in his career. And that lack of rim pressure, it led to his furthest average shot distance in any game of his career. So let's take a listen together to Anthony Edwards after the game.
I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 shots, but I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'll be the answer because playing on the ball, they just don't double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
Feel like was working.
It's crazy.
What do you think they were laughing at?
I know what they was laughing at.
What were they laughing at?
It wasn't a free throw.
They laughing at SGA
You're darn
getting
right it was.
the
You
free
can
throws.
see where his finger was on the paper.
No, man, they better have been pointing at the 3-point shots. That's
Why?
what they were missing because of the way they shot the ball. They had good looks. And Dante DiVincenzo said something, he was like, hey, they're rushing there, but if you go back and look at the way that their season ended last year, where Shea goes up and tries to block that ball in Dallas. And so they practice getting to your body, but not necessarily contesting, not necessarily jumping. So they have more time for these shots. So the fact that they missed so many open shots, Minnesota just has to answer that.
So Naz Reid, he was 0 for 5 on wide open threes, right, in this game. And he said afterwards, I always mess up this phrase. I'm on a boat and I can't hit water in the ocean or whatever that saying is. That saying, he applied that to his shooting night. And I believe him. He just said, you know what, I like the looks I got. They got wide open looks. They didn't fall. And that has a cascading effect on Anthony Edwards. Do you think this is a one-game mirage, Brian, or is this the beginning of a very, very frightening trend for Minnesota?
Okay, so I think the thing is the way that you start to deal with Oklahoma City is you just don't give them the ball. I know that this sounds very basic. They take the